Hi, friends. Welcome back to Budgeting Over 40. I'm Melissa, and today we're going to spend some time talking about what I need to do with paycheck number 2 of November. Now, we may run into some trouble, and let me show you why. So, friends, we're going to start here on the monthly budget calendar because this gives me a clear picture of all the bills that we have to pay within any given month. The problem isn't really the bills that are due for the rest of this month, but actually the ones that are due at the top of December. Now, I haven't really done my monthly budget for December just yet, but I have set up the calendar because the first few days will be a part of November's last check, the one that I'm about to talk about. I'm afraid to look, but let's face it together. So let's scroll down to the paycheck that I will be receiving on Friday, November 21st, and I have a few things to pay. But before we talk about that paycheck, I do have one bill or one expense that I haven't paid within the pay period that we're in right now, which is child support. I have the payment to send over to my older daughter, and I need to get that done. This after school here, I'm not going to worry about it for this week. I'm going to pay it out of the next paycheck that's coming up. So, for the paycheck that I will be receiving on November 21st, I need to pay for child support, my personal loan, after school, my auto loan, iCloud storage. Then I have on the last day my Apple Card, my cell phone bill, and the internet bill that's due. Now, those are just for the end of November. But like I said, the problem isn't really those bills because that paycheck should be able to take care of those. But at the top of December, and let's take a look at the calendar, I was able to get this done. At the top of the month of December, I have to pay my rent, student loan, electric, and a firm. Now, these are due from the 1st through the 4th. I will be getting paid on December 5th, which is actually my son's birthday. He will be turning 11. So, I'm worried about the rent and a firm because those are two big payments. That's going to amount to about $3,000 that I'm really worried about because I'm not even going to have that much money within this paycheck to take care of all that. Now, I'm saying I'm going to run into some trouble, but hubby usually comes in clutch. I don't like to count on it because I never know if he's going to come in right on time or just after, my cutoff time. I'm not sure, but for the month of November and also for the month of October, he did come in on time with income. But let's talk about what we need to pay with this paycheck. And we're going to jump over to my paycheck allocation spreadsheet and we're just going to map things out. So for rollover, I'm not going to budget anything out of this paycheck. So let's go ahead and make this black because it's not really red. For the main income, I'm going to budget my paycheck for $2,483 and I'm going to throw in $1,500 for hubby. I'm saying 1,500 from him because that's usually what his paycheck amount is. I'm not sure it's going to happen, but I'm hoping that he can transfer in a minimum of 1,500 or come in with maybe more. Miscellaneous income, nothing, and transfers, nothing. So now that's $3,983 in income that we need to budget out. So let's get going. Like I said, we do have to pay the rent, so $2,500. And look how fast that money goes. That leaves us with $1,483 to pay. So I'm not sure if this is going to happen out of this paycheck or I'm going to have to leave it until I get paid on the 5th because technically the last date that I can pay my rent is the 5th and it is a Friday, so I can drop the check off to the office and it not be considered late. All right, so let's continue. The electric is going to be due for 141. Peloton is not due. Car insurance isn't. Renter's insurance isn't. Braces, no. iCloud storage will be due with this paycheck because I am getting paid on the 21st and the iCloud storage is due on the 26th. So let's go ahead and throw that $10 there. We're going to throw 275 for our cell phone. So you guys remember when I was here at the end of the month of October, I did say that I think I may have messed up the automatic payment and the discount that I was getting from T-Mobile because I did pay my cell phone bill using my credit card, and my credit card is no longer considered an eligible form of payment to receive the discount. Well, you guys, when they sent me the phone bill, it was just shy of $300 because the discount was removed. Now, I reached out to them. The first agent that I spoke to told me that there was nothing that they could do because I kind of messed up. And I was like, you know what? I should leave it be because I did mess up. But anyway, after I got off the chat with T Mobile, they sent me a survey to ask me if I was satisfied with the way that things turned out. And I actually told them no, because what I was trying to do, I wasn't successful. So I had someone email me back from T-Mobile and they wanted to inquire about why I rated them that way. And I was able to email them back and told them what happened. Now, I had a very nice lady called me, and when I explained what the situation was, saying that I really wasn't sure and I had already made the payment with my credit card, and if there was anything that they could do, and they did reversed or gave me a credit, not really reverse, but they gave me a credit of $25 to bring back the payment down or the bill back down to $275. So I was very happy and thankful that they were able to do that. Now, the other problem is that now I'm going to have to pay it with my bank account or my debit card just so I can get that $25 discount. But because I'm not going to be using my credit card to pay anymore, I think I'm going to run into trouble covering my statement balance on my Apple Card. And if I don't cover the statement balance on the card before the end of the month, I'm going to have to pay an interest amount on the balance or however they work it out. So I am a little bit bummed and I'm going to see, but I don't think the amount of expenses that I have for the month of November is going to cover the statement balance for what I can charge to my Apple Card. I will let you guys know about that. I don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm not very happy that I may have to pay interest on my Apple Card balance. Anyway, let's move on. My internet is 8920, but because I am budgeting using round numbers, I'm going to drop this down to 89 because the additional monies is going to come from all of this that I'm budgeting using round numbers. For the after school, I'm going to budget 80, and for child support, I do have to put in 526. Now, with all those fixed bills, I'm going to be left with $362. And believe me, you guys, I haven't even made it to the debt section yet. So let's take a look. For debt, I do have to pay my minimum payment for my Apple Card for $25. My student loan is due at the top of December for 40. I do have to pay my auto loan and I have to pay my personal loan. So with this, I am in the red for $1,995. And you guys, I haven't even budgeted anything for variable expenses. So this is the reason why I think I'm going to run into a lot of trouble and I'm going to need hubby to bring all that he's got, everything out of his back pocket. He's going to have to bring it because if we don't get some extra money within this pay period, we're going to be in big, big trouble. So let's move on down to, we're going to skip savings. We're going to go down into variable expenses because this is going to be the area that I need to put some money in. So for car expense, I'm only going to budget $80 for gas. For food, I'm going to put 400. For giving, 5 because I need to get my son's haircut. For household consumable, let's do 50. For my babies, I'm just going to do $30 for his haircut. Personal, not budgeting anything, and wellness, I'm not going to budget anything there either. So that's a total of $565. Now we're in the red for $2,360. I don't think I need to do anything in miscellaneous because heating oil, we will have to do that maybe in December. I did fill the tank up in November, but you guys, it's cold outside. This morning it was 35 degrees and the heat is on in the house and the oil is going because the last time I checked, after getting it filled up, we were down to three-quarters of a tank. So I'm pretty sure that in the month of December, we're going to have to get heating oil again, but not for this paycheck. We're going to budget zero. Propane, we're good. Reimbursement, we're good. And for that, we don't have rollover. So we are in the negative $2,360. So, what I'm going to do, you guys, because this is the only feasible thing that I could do, is to take out the amount for the rent, put that to zero, and the rent will have to come out of whatever income hubby is going to transfer in the month of December, and also using my paycheck in that first week of December. We're not going to be in trouble. We're just going to push things back. And it's also going to set us back a little bit because in December, we still have our bills to pay. So we're left with $140. And I'm just going to go down and see what we could change if we need to up anything or we need to lower anything or what we need to do with this money that we have here. I believe that we're good, so I'm going to throw this $140 into the rollover to be able to roll into the next paycheck that we will be getting for December 5th. So remember, I did say we're getting paid, or I'm getting paid for my full time job on December 5th. So that will be able to help us with the bills that needs to be paid then. We are actually thinking about some things to do for my son's birthday. So maybe that $140 could go into having a little bit of a birthday celebration for him at school or at his after school, because I did that for his sister when she turned 5. So this is what it looks like for paycheck number 2 of November. We got quite a few bills that we need to pay, and we're in a little bit of a sticky situation where we are going to need more income than I am forecasting here if we want to be able to take care of all the bills that needs to be paid within this pay period. So this is the paycheck budget forecast for paycheck number 2 of November. After this pay period, you guys, then we only have 2 more because I am getting paid twice in the month of December. And then we can get on with 2026 because I have some things to accomplish and I can't wait to get the new year started. So thank you guys so much for taking the time out to hang out with me, to listen, to watch. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye now.